Yo, what's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got some huge breaking news coming from the Big Apple. No, it's not a trade for a big-time star or a legendary free agent signing. We're talking about a surprising and unexpected move involving Tommy DeVito, the New York Giants quarterback, who's just joined our Dallas Cowboys Nation. Yes, you heard that right. Tommy DeVito, the Giants' young QB, is now officially a part of the Cowboys. From being an underdog with the Giants to donning the star on his helmet, this is one of those moves that has caught every NFL fan, and especially Cowboys fans, by surprise. Now, I know what you're thinking, Tommy DeVito. Why is this even a big deal? The guy's been a backup. But trust me, there's more to this story than meets the eye. In this video, we're going to break down everything about why this move makes sense for the Cowboys, what it means for their quarterback room, and what it could mean for the team going forward. So sit back, grab your popcorn, and let's dive into this unexpected plot twist. So, who is Tommy DeVito, anyway? For most of us outside of the East Coast or the New York Giants fanbase, this might be a bit of a head-scratcher. DeVito's journey started in New Jersey, where he was a star in high school before heading to Syracuse University. There, he showed flashes of potential, showcasing a strong arm, decent mobility, and the kind of leadership that you love to see in a quarterback. While his college numbers weren't mind-blowing, DeVito's ability to stay calm under pressure and make the right decisions impressed scouts, which is likely why he caught the eye of the Giants in 2023. As an undrafted free agent, DeVito didn't see much playing time with the Giants, spending most of his time as a backup. Still, his time in New York allowed him to learn under some experienced coaches and see how a professional team operates, even if it was more from the sidelines than from under center. Now, fast forward to today, and DeVito finds himself with the Dallas Cowboys. So, what prompted this move? Why would the Cowboys, who have Dak Prescott as their established starter, bring in a quarterback who's mostly been riding the bench? Well, when you really think about it, this move makes a lot of sense for a few reasons. First off, Dak is the undisputed starter, no question about it. But the reality is, the Cowboys have seen the importance of having a reliable backup quarterback, especially after the Cooper Rush era. Rush, of course, did an incredible job filling in when Dak went down with injury, but he's no longer with the team. Now, the Cowboys have Will Grier and Malik Davis in the backup spots, but neither of them has shown the kind of long-term potential that can give you peace of mind if something were to happen to Dak again. And that's where DeVito comes in. He's young, hungry, and has the tools to develop into something more. You look at his play in preseason games for the Giants, and while it wasn't a huge sample size, you can see that he's got the potential to improve. He's got good mobility, a decent arm, and the kind of poise that could make him a reliable backup in the right system. The Cowboys are all about developing young talent, and DeVito could fit perfectly in the kind of offense that Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore are running. Not only does he give them some much-needed depth at the position, but he could be a valuable developmental piece who learns behind Dak for a couple of years before potentially becoming a more prominent figure in the future. Now, let's talk about the QB room as a whole. Adding DeVito doesn't really change the fact that Dak is the guy for the Cowboys. He's the leader of the team, the face of the franchise, and the player that the entire offense revolves around. However, having a reliable backup quarterback is incredibly important in this league, and that's why the Cowboys are making sure they've got multiple options at the position. Right now, Will Grier and Malik Davis are competing for the backup job, but adding DeVito to the mix means even more competition in camp. And competition is always a good thing. You could see a scenario where DeVito comes into training camp and impresses the coaching staff enough to earn the backup role, or at the very least, make it very difficult for the Cowboys to keep him off the roster. Maybe he doesn't leapfrog Grier or Davis right away, but you could definitely see him working his way into a solid backup position down the line. In terms of what this move means for the Cowboys' Super Bowl chances, well, we have to keep things in perspective. Tommy DeVito isn't going to be the player that pushes the Cowboys over the top in terms of winning the Super Bowl. That's still going to come down to Dak Prescott and the talent surrounding him. But if we've learned anything from recent years, it's that having a capable backup quarterback is essential for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. Look at the 49ers last season. They lost their starting quarterback, and while they had a solid team, they were derailed by the lack of a capable backup in Brock Purdy, who had to step up and unexpectedly lead the team to the NFC Championship. If Doc were to go down for an extended period again, you can't afford to have a complete drop-off at the quarterback position, and that's where DeVito could make a difference. Maybe he won't be a Super Bowl winning QB in the immediate future, but if something were to happen to Doc, DeVito could step in, hold the fort, and keep the Cowboys competitive. In the long run, this move might be more about building for the future. DeVito is still very young, and while he's not the immediate solution to anything, he represents a piece of the Cowboys' future quarterback plans. With Doc in his prime but already having had some injury concerns in the past, it's important to have a young, developing quarterback in the pipeline. Perhaps the Cowboys see DeVito as a potential trade asset down the road. If he shows growth over the next couple of seasons, the Cowboys could flip him for draft picks or use him as a trade chip to acquire more talent at other positions. But even if he stays with the team, DeVito could be a solid backup or even a guy who gets a shot to start for another team in the future. The upside is there, and that's why this move makes so much sense. So, what's next for Tommy DeVito? Well, his immediate future is likely going to be about competing for a spot in training camp and showing the coaching staff what he's made of. He'll have the chance to learn from Doc and the rest of the QB room, and maybe even get some reps in preseason games to show that he's ready for the next step. While DeVito is unlikely to become the starter anytime soon, he could carve out a role as a valuable developmental player who provides solid depth at the quarterback position. He could also serve as a safety net in case things go wrong with Doc or the backup situation. Ultimately, this move adds another layer of depth and security to the Cowboys roster. With a young, hungry player like Tommy DeVito in the fold, the Cowboys are making sure they've got options. And who knows, maybe in a year or two, we'll be talking about DeVito as one of the most underrated players on the roster, or even a potential trade piece that helped the Cowboys acquire the missing piece to their Super Bowl dreams. Whatever happens, one thing's for sure: the Cowboys aren't leaving anything to chance, and adding DeVito is just the latest example of their forward-thinking approach to building a championship team. Alright, Cowboys Nation, let me know what you think about this signing. Do you think Tommy DeVito has the potential to make an impact for the Cowboys in the future? Is he just another guy, or could he become something more for the team? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest Cowboys news. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay hyped, stay loyal, and let's keep that star shining bright.